Okay, today we're going to be talking to Geena Williams about her CrossFit journey, breaking some of the misconceptions that may surround CrossFit as a training form. So without further ado, welcome Geena.
Thank you.
Geena, how long have you been doing CrossFit?
So technically about, I'd say 3 years. I started just before lockdown, but then I really started getting into it when gyms opened up again.
And what convinced you, or like, what was the thing that happened that made you start CrossFit in the first place?
Well, I just found that normal gyms weren't really working for me, and my sister was a part of this gym, and so she decided to just drag me along, and I don't know, it just started there. Yeah.
So, how would you describe your athletic background prior to starting CrossFit?
Yeah, so I didn't really exercise much. I ran a bit, but I didn't know much about fitness, and the whole thing kind of just made me feel a bit overwhelmed. I didn't really have any knowledge about it, so yeah, I didn't really know where to start.
Okay, what was your perception of CrossFit prior to starting, and has there been any change since starting?
Well, I thought that CrossFitters were just gym junkies, and they were just really intense and quite aggressive, and that was my perception beforehand. So I just thought it was just really, really intense, but then I started and I realized everybody's very welcoming. It's a really nice community and really fun and for everybody. It's a totally different environment. You have your class and then you have a coach the whole time that you can trust and that leads you through it.
So how would you say that CrossFit has impacted your daily life?
So I could talk about the physical aspect, because there obviously has been changes in that, you know, coming from not exercising to it being a daily thing almost. But really it's been the mental health side of it that's really, like, I've just noticed that change, and self-confidence. Yeah. What I've learned here and the discipline that I've learned here has really translated into everyday life, in terms of facing difficult situations when you know when like a workout goes really wrong, and it just, like, your strategy didn't go to plan, it just hits you in the face, like your double unders. Those really get me. And it's my coaches here have really shown me that it's not always about avoiding kind of getting slapped in the face by a workout, but what do you do when you do get slapped in the face? Do you just give up? Obviously no, the time is still going, so you carry on. And that's something, that lesson that I've learned, and facing that situation here has equipped me in everyday life to be able to just take a step back, think clearly, and carry on.
What would you say are your fitness goals for the next year?
Probably just because I've recently got a shoulder injury, so getting back into doing pull-ups in a workout, and working on just strength in that sense. Given
that you've got an injury, how do you find it impacts your fitness, or are you still able to perform workouts and still work on your fitness?
Yeah, well, I mean, the coaches here really helped me in the sense that I can just tell them I've got an injury, and then they're really happy to adapt the workout so that I don't hurt myself, but I can still get my heart rate up. So it hasn't really impacted my fitness besides not being able to do pull-ups. But yeah, I've been able to carry on as usual otherwise.
What do you wish you knew before starting CrossFit?
I wish I knew that I didn't have to compare myself to other people in their fitness journey, that this was just about me doing the best that I can, and it's just my journey of getting fit, and it's not about being as good as other athletes. So, I think that it's really common that as women we are bombarded with the image of beauty being something like just being really skinny, and that's the standard that we held to, and I definitely felt that growing up, and that's the image of beauty that I had before CrossFit. But after joining CrossFit and being surrounded by really strong and healthy women, and then also seeing, you know, women in the games like Tier 2 me, obviously, Brooke Walls and all of them, I have found that my standard of beauty has really changed, and rather I've started looking at strength and discipline, working really hard, not making excuses, and dropping your pride as qualities that I want to have. And that's the standard of beauty that I'm looking at now, and that's how I see it. And in that sense, I've become a much healthier person, because I've realized that starving yourself into being skinny is not beautiful. But yeah, that being disciplined, being strong and healthy is. And yeah, I'm just really grateful that God's showing me that through CrossFit.
What advice would you have for new and potential CrossFitters?
Don't be overwhelmed. It really does sound like a different language. AMRAP, Imam, all of that. It's really confusing. But yeah, just push through. It might be really tough at heart, but it's really worth it. And just persevere. Yeah.
What would you describe as your proudest moment in the last year?
In the last year, I really conquered my fears, and I did my first competition, so that was really fun. Yeah.
What would you say is your favorite moment, and why?
In the whole of my CrossFit journey.
Yes. Well, let's say 3 different things.
3 different things. Okay. Well, making friends, really good friends, and being a part of this community. And then getting a pull-up, I never thought that would happen. And then just getting fit, that also is another thing that I just never thought I was really capable of. And here I've been able to do that, and become a fitter, healthier and happier person.
Okay. Tell us about a funny moment at CrossFit.
Every morning, Seymour's dad jokes. They're great.
Okay. Who's your favorite coach and why?
It's like Seymour, obviously, and then like Monique jokes. That'd be so savage.